Jovita Lee here with another installment of Advance Notice. Today we are here to discuss two monstrous bills that directly impact the state of our democracy, SB747 and SB749. So there's a lot to unpack here, so get comfortable. Starting with SB747, the Election Omnibus Bill includes several changes that will completely shift our election processes here in this state. Here are 5 key portions or ways that it will do that. 1, it will sharply reduce access to absentee mail-in voting. In this bill, it eliminates the 3-day grace period for mail-in ballots, which was set in place to protect voters from carrying the burden of our mail system's delays. Thinking about weather, thinking about unforeseen circumstances, that's not a responsibility of the people. We also know that our disabled communities, seniors, and rural voters are the demographics who rely on this method of voting the heaviest. Secondly, it guts the same-day registration by making all registrants vote provisionally, which sends them through yet another verification process. This could jeopardize thousands of votes, potentially delay election results even further than they already are, and create added burden on our already overworked election officials. Third, this bill exposes voters and election volunteers to potential harassment and criminal charges. Folks who register voters could potentially be criminalized for an honest service that they've been providing for decades. And volunteers simply helping voters, which is what they're there to do, especially our most vulnerable populations, could end up being harassed. 4, it opens the door to voter fraud challenges en masse, which supports the long-standing goal of anti-voter extremists. This lie has upended the lives of everyday voters, including and especially BIPOC voters and other marginalized groups, at scale since 2016. And this bill is only making that argument easier for them. And 5, this bill attempts to impose signature matching software that has already been proven to be filled with discrepancies and bias. Combined with the already existing 2-witness requirement, this addition would make our state's mail-in ballot process the most burdensome in the whole country. Why are we doing the most? So going into SB 749, which yet again is another election bill, and this is called the No Partisan Advantage in Elections Bill. So the name sounds nice, right? But it's going to do a lot of things. So this bill will actually impact the structure of our state and county boards of elections. So some of the potential impacts include: 1, the bill will set up a power grab. Lawmakers want to strip the power completely from the governor and hand it over to the legislature, a move that has been previously ruled unconstitutional in court and shot down by voters at the ballot box. 2, this could lead to a gridlock and uncertainty in our elections. This bill changing the makeup of our state and local boards of elections will make it easier for the boards to throw out election results. Under this current proposal, just over half of the members will be needed to vote in favor of redoing an election, as opposed to now, we require 80%. Third, this is the latest in several attempts to change fair election laws. From gerrymandering districts to making it harder for people to vote, this legislation shows that partisan advantage is the priority. And lastly, potential to impact the amount of early voting sites in your respective counties. Knowing that more North Carolinians access early voting sites when they vote, and the diversity in locations and days benefits our Black, Brown, and Indigenous and other marginalized communities directly. So in sum, this proposed legislation, both pieces, directly impacts older voters, college students, disabled voters, rural voters, and reinforces discrimination against our Black, Brown, Indigenous, and other marginalized groups across the state. So here's what we need you to do, because there is still time to take action. Contact your senators right now and tell them to stop the attacks on our democracy. You can find more details about this call to action on our Advance Carolina Instagram page. Also, we encourage you to keep up with Advance Carolina via our Facebook, our Instagram, and Twitter, where you will get real-time updates on this legislation and all of the things and moving pieces across the state. So we will see you next time, and thank you so much for listening.